All right, so if we're looking at this question, it says this is a fairly classic volume flow rate question, right? So as a reminder, the equation, always try to write out the equation, or at least remember, keep it in your mind what equation you're supposed to be using here. So we're using this equation, right? Volume flow rate is equal to velocity times cross-sectional area. And all right, so we're given volume flow rate, but we're given it in meters per minute, and then we're given velocity in meters per second, right? So we have a choice as to what exactly, like which way we want to convert which unit. The important thing is that we have the identical units. And I think it would actually be easier to convert to per minute units. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So 500 is going to be the volume flow rate. And that's going to be equal to a velocity of, so 2 meters per second. Well, 2 meters per second, if there are 60 seconds in a minute, then 2 meters per second is the same as 120 meters per minute, right? Now, you could just convert to SI units, but I think the math is a lot easier to multiply this rather than try to divide this by 60, right? 500 divided by 60 sounds like a bit of an ugly mathematical thing. And then that times the area. All right, so now 500 divided by 120, right? So 500 divided by 120. And the math is still a little bit annoying, right? So we can do this, and so it's 50 divided by 12, right? And 50 divided by, or 12 times 4 is 48, so it's going to be a little bit more than 4, right? So I'm going to say 4 point something is equal to A, right? And so the correct answer here is going to be this one. So notice how I did that math, right? 500 divided by 12, first you do this. 50 divided by 12 is a lot more manageable. And then you multiply 12 in your head. And you want to get used to being able to do something like that, right? 12 times 3 is 36, 12 times 4 is 48, 12 times 5 is 60. So it's going to be, 48 is going to be the closest number that we want. So it's 4 point something. And so that math, being able to do that quickly is fairly helpful. Notice also just that which way I converted again, rather than doing converting everything to meters per second, I don't really have to do that. All I have to do is make sure that the time unit is the same across the equation. So I converted this into meters per minute. But otherwise, right? Otherwise, it's a fairly straightforward problem. I really think the value of me walking you through this type of a problem is not so much showing you how to do it, but how to do it quickly. And so, yeah, those are 2 tips or 2 pieces of advice that I have for doing a problem like this a little bit faster. And the correct answer here is going to be A, 4.17 meters squared.